Good morning, everyone. In today's video, I'd like to talk to you about the three key principles that I believe govern my job. Pretty sure should be also your job, and one in particular that we will describe a bit more because it's a bit less intuitive, or at least a bit less used in everyday's conversations. So I'm convinced that our activities as system engineers are mainly the intersection of three key areas. One is systems thinking, and I believe we would all agree about that. It means thinking every activity in the way of the systems engineering principles. So the models, layers, decomposition, and all of that. You're all great at that, so I would not spend much more time on that. The second is systems engineering management. Is another area that we are exploring more and more in our team and in our organization, and is about being able to produce plans that describe dependencies, work packages, and activities in order to deliver an end-to-end system with the connection to all the elements that compose the project through what we have seen in the system thinking part of it. The last one, that is the one where I would like to spend a bit more time, is the systems intelligence. So systems intelligence is a relatively new idea, and is a concept, is a branch of systems engineering that consider the system not only based on its physical and logical information and every kind of transfer of connection, but also related to the people that deliver and are part of the project. So we're talking about human factor, but not the human factor where maybe we are a bit more used to talk about, where we're talking about customer experience and how the end user will interact with the system. That part is actually part of the normal systems thinking. We're talking here about the human factor in the actual development and delivery of the project. So we're talking about the people that develop, design, develop, delivery the system itself. So this area is extremely critical, and to describe why, I think the best way is again to use a quote. So in 1967, a computer programmer named Melvin Conway stated this, that any organization that designs a system will inevitably produce a design whose structure is a copy of the organization's communication structure. I find this statement quite incredible, if we believe that, if we consider that is someone that has stated that in 1967, so at the very beginning of the computer science. But this is true today. This is still true. The product is ultimately very strongly influenced by the way in which the organization, the company, the team that develops it is structured. So think about that. Think about what it means. It means that the way in which we decide to set up a project, the way in which we decide to work, collaborate, interact with our colleagues, stakeholders of any kind of form, ultimately will affect the final product. So this is, I believe, a Copernican revolution, because it means that first of all, we need to be extremely careful because any gap or any difficulties in our communication with colleagues and in the way in which we interact with our stakeholders will affect the final product, the system that we're working on. But at the same time, like everything gives us a huge opportunity, because think about how much we can influence the way in which we work. This is something that we can literally change dramatically on a single day. We can decide to change the way in which we work, the way in which we interact with our colleagues, the way in which we interact with our suppliers, with our customers, with our stakeholders. And doing that, we are effectively changing the end results. We are changing what we will give in the hands of our customers. So I find this extremely fascinating, because if we consider back everything that we do as system engineering, most of it is complex stuff. Most of it is something that requires a huge effort and a huge engineering effort that very often means months, if not years, of work to get to a result. Well, think about system intelligence and think instead of how quickly we could turn around things if we leverage on our relationships, on our interaction, on our communication to influence the end product, to influence the system we are working on. I believe is a very powerful tool because in this area we can make the difference every day. Even most importantly, this area is much less defined by process, by tools, by methods. So this is where we can really make the difference day in, day out, if we are constantly mindful and conscious and self-aware that the way in which we decide to talk, to write, to have any kind of interaction with our team members will effectively change what we will deliver at the end of the day. So I hope that this can inspire you the same way it inspires me, because very honestly, every time I think about it, I'm so energized, because it means, wow, I can really make the difference and I can make it now. And this is probably, honestly, why one of the main reasons why I started doing these videos and I do many other things, because I truly believe in the power of system intelligence and in the power of the impact that we can have if we work on the human factor of our system engineering projects. Have a good day and see you soon.